Have you ever felt like your mind is a battlefield, constantly under siege by negative thoughts? They creep in like shadows, uninvited and relentless, until they cloud your judgment, steal your peace, and leave you questioning your strength. These thoughts don't just visit, they settle, taking over your life piece by piece, robbing you of joy and clarity. But here's the truth: you don't have to live this way. Negative thinking is not your destiny. It's a habit, a pattern you can break. Imagine this. What if you could take back control? What if you could rewire your mind, turning those chaotic, self-defeating thoughts into a calm, steady force that works for you, not against you? In today's video, How to Rewire Negative Thinking, I'll show you exactly how to do it. We'll dive into the ancient wisdom of Stoic philosophy, combined with proven mental practices to reshape the way you think and feel. You'll learn why negative thoughts take hold and how to stop them at their roots. The Stoic principles that can transform your mindset. Simple, practical steps to reprogram your brain and reclaim your peace. This is more than just a video, it's a turning point. If you're tired of feeling trapped by your thoughts, stay with me until the end. And as you watch, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to Victory Stoic for more life-changing insights. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I'm ready to rewire," to show the world and yourself that you're ready for this transformation. Let's begin. Number 1. Understanding the roots of negative thinking. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, where does this thought come from? Not just the fleeting thought itself, but the deeper root. The source that feeds it, nurtures it, and allows it to grow like a weed in your mind. Most of us don't question our negative thoughts. We simply endure them, assuming they are an inevitable part of life. But here's the truth: they're not. Negative thinking is rarely about what's happening at the moment. Its roots often lie in 3 places: uncontrolled emotions, unresolved past wounds, and unrealistic expectations. A sharp word from a colleague isn't just a passing irritation, it awakens an old fear of inadequacy. A minor failure doesn't stay small, it becomes proof of every insecurity you've ever felt. As Epictetus wisely observed, it is not events themselves that trouble us, but our judgments about them. Imagine this: 2 people spill coffee on their shirts. One curses the day, convinced it's a sign everything will go wrong. The other laughs, shrugs it off, and moves on. The event is the same. The difference lies in interpretation. This is the essence of Stoic insight. Understanding that it's not life's events that create negativity, but how we perceive and judge them. By questioning these judgments, we begin to dismantle the power of negative thoughts. The next time negativity takes hold, don't simply react. Pause and ask yourself, where is this thought coming from? Am I reacting to the present moment, or is this tied to an old wound? Is this judgment true, or just a story I'm telling myself? Stoicism teaches us to look beyond the immediate feeling and explore the root cause. By doing so, you transform your mind from a battlefield into a place of clarity and control. Negative thoughts lose their grip, and you gain something infinitely more valuable: the ability to see things as they are, not as your fears or past dictate. As you ask these questions, you'll uncover a truth that is both humbling and liberating. Most negative thoughts are not facts. They're echoes of past pain, fueled by unchecked emotion and distorted expectations. Once you see this, you gain the power to reinterpret and reframe them. And in that reframing lies the first step toward peace. Number 2, the truth about control. How much time do we waste worrying about things we can't control? The weather, someone else's opinion, the past. None of these are within our power, yet we let them dominate our thoughts, steal our energy, and fuel negativity. Why? Because we haven't learned the simple, liberating truth that the Stoics understood so well. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Think about it. How often do you find yourself replaying an argument, wishing you had said something different? Or agonizing over someone else's behavior, hoping they'll change? It's exhausting and pointless. You can't rewrite the past, and you can't control another person's actions. But here's the game changer. You can control how you respond. Picture this. A storm is raging outside. You can't stop the rain or the wind, but you can choose to stay inside, light a fire, and wait it out. Life is much the same. You can't control the storm of external events, but you can control your inner environment, your thoughts, your actions, your attitude. The Stoics called this the dichotomy of control, the distinction between what is within our power and what is not. It's a simple concept, but it has profound implications. The moment you stop trying to control the uncontrollable, you free yourself from a world of unnecessary suffering. Here's how to practice it. 1. Identify what's within your control. Your choices, your effort, your mindset. 2. Let go of what's outside your control. Other people's opinions, outcomes, the past. 3. Focus your energy where it matters. Pour your effort into what you can influence, your actions and responses. The next time you catch yourself worrying about something beyond your reach, pause and ask, is this within my control? If the answer is no, let it go. It's not indifference, it's wisdom. As you embrace this practice, you'll find a surprising sense of peace. The world doesn't have to bend to your will for you to feel okay. Your strength lies in mastering yourself, not the chaos around you. And in this mastery, as the Stoics promised, you will find freedom. Number 3. Observing thoughts without judgment. Imagine you're sitting by a river. The water flows steadily, carrying leaves, twigs, and the occasional piece of debris downstream. Now, imagine that the river is your mind, and the objects it carries are your thoughts, both positive and negative. You can sit on the riverbank, peacefully watching the flow, or you can dive in and let the current drag you wherever it wants. Most of us, without realizing it, are constantly diving in. This is where mindfulness comes in. Mindfulness teaches you to step back and observe your thoughts, like that calm observer on the riverbank. Instead of getting swept away, you simply notice the thoughts passing by without judgment or reaction. It's a skill that can transform how you relate to your mind, especially when negativity arises. Here's an easy example to understand. Imagine teaching this to a child. Let's say a child gets upset because they lost a game. Their mind might fill with thoughts like, I'm terrible at this, or everyone's better than me. If you teach them mindfulness, you'd say, imagine your thoughts are clouds in the sky. They drift in, but they also drift out. You don't have to chase them, and you don't have to hold on to them. Just watch them pass. Adults aren't so different from children when it comes to handling negative thoughts. We often let them define us. I failed at work, so I'm a failure. Or they ignored me, so I must not matter. But mindfulness reminds us of a vital truth. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. The next time a negative thought arises, try this. 1. Pause and breathe. Don't react immediately. 2. Acknowledge the thought. Say to yourself, I notice I'm having the thought that, e.g., I notice I'm having the thought that I'm not good enough. 3. Don't judge it. Instead of labeling the thought as bad or good, just observe it as if you're watching it float by on that river or drift past like a cloud. 4. Ask yourself, am I this thought, or am I the one noticing this thought? With practice, this simple exercise creates space between you and your thoughts. It allows you to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. You begin to see that thoughts are just visitors. They don't define who you are, and they don't have to control your actions. Mindfulness isn't about stopping negative thoughts. It's about changing your relationship with them. When you observe without judgment, you reclaim your power. You become the calm observer on the riverbank, no longer at the mercy of the current. And in that calm, you'll find clarity, peace, and the freedom to choose how you respond. Number 4. Acceptance and transformation. Life doesn't always unfold the way we want it to. Disappointments, failures, and hardships have a way of arriving uninvited, shattering our plans and expectations. But what if, instead of resisting or resenting these moments, we embrace them fully? What if we could learn to say, this too is for my good, even when life feels unfair? This is the heart of the Stoic concept of amor fati, or love of fate. It's not just about accepting what happens, it's about welcoming it as an essential piece of the puzzle that is your life. As Marcus Aurelius put it, a blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything thrown into it. In other words, even the challenges we face can become fuel for our growth, if we let them. Think of a river encountering a boulder. The water doesn't stop flowing or rage against the obstacle. It adapts, carving a new path or gracefully flowing around it. This is the mindset of amor fati, seeing every challenge as an opportunity to reshape yourself, to grow stronger, and to move forward in a new way. A key part of this practice is learning to release expectations. So much of our suffering comes not from what happens, but from the gap between our expectations and reality. We expect people to act a certain way, situations to unfold as we planned, and life to align perfectly with our desires. And when it doesn't, we feel frustrated, bitter, or defeated. Here's where the power of adaptability comes in. Instead of clinging to how things should be, learn to work with how they are. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow stronger because of this? What opportunity does this moment hold that I'm not seeing yet? Let me give you an example. Imagine losing a job. The initial reaction might be fear, anger, or despair. But through the lens of amor fati, you might see it as a chance to reassess your career, develop new skills, or pursue a path that aligns better with your true passions. The event itself doesn't change, but your perspective does, and that perspective can transform your life. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity. It's not about giving up or resigning yourself to misery. It's about finding strength in reality, using what happens to you as a stepping stone, rather than a stumbling block. By letting go of expectations and embracing life as it is, not as you wish it to be, you open yourself to a freedom and resilience that no circumstance can take away. So next time life throws something unexpected your way, remember, amor fati. Love your fate and turn every obstacle into an opportunity. Number 5, using the technique of rewriting the story. Life is a storyteller, but it doesn't always tell the story you want to hear. Sometimes it weaves narratives of failure, rejection, or loss, and we blindly accept them as truths. But here's the Stoic insight. What matters is not what happens to you, but how you perceive it. In other words, you are not just the audience, you are the author, and you have the power to rewrite the story. Imagine this. You're walking in the park and a friend you wave to doesn't respond. Immediately, your mind starts spinning. Did I do something wrong? Are they mad at me? The story builds momentum. Maybe they've always secretly disliked me. By the time you get home, you're convinced the friendship is ruined. But pause for a moment. What if the real story is simpler? What if they didn't see you? What if they were distracted, lost in thought, or having a bad day? This is where the technique of rewriting the story becomes powerful. Instead of jumping to negative conclusions, you challenge your initial interpretation. You ask, what else could this mean? Am I assuming the worst without evidence? What perspective would be more constructive or empowering? Let's explore a deeper example. Imagine losing a promotion at work. The initial story might sound like this. I wasn't good enough. My boss doesn't value me. I'll never succeed here. This narrative is filled with assumptions and judgments, all of which fuel negative thinking. But if you rewrite the story, it might sound like this. I didn't get the promotion this time, but now I know where I can improve. This is a chance to refine my skills and come back stronger. The event hasn't changed, but your perspective has, and that changes everything. The Stoics remind us that reality is neutral. It's our interpretation that colors it. By rewriting the story, you take control of the narrative. You stop being a victim of circumstances and start being the author of your response. To practice this, try these steps. 1. Pause and identify the story you're telling yourself. What are the assumptions or judgments fueling your negative reaction? 2. Ask empowering questions. What else could this mean? Or, what's the bigger picture I'm missing? 3. Craft a new narrative. Focus on what you can learn, how you can grow, or why this moment might hold hidden opportunities. This technique doesn't deny challenges or sugarcoat reality. Instead, it shifts your focus from blame and defeat to understanding and possibility. The more you practice it, the more you'll find that life's setbacks aren't endings. They're plot twists, waiting for you to rewrite them into something better. So the next time life hands you a difficult chapter, don't just read it. Rewrite it. The pen is in your hand. Number 6. Choosing your response. Instead of reacting, picture this. You're driving peacefully, humming along to your favorite song when suddenly a car cuts you off. Your first instinct? Slam the horn, shout a creative string of expletives, and maybe even consider tailgating them just to teach them a lesson. Congratulations, you've just reacted. But what if you paused? What if, instead of letting anger hijack your brain, you took a deep breath and thought, maybe they're rushing to the hospital? Maybe they didn't see me. Or maybe, just maybe, they're a terrible driver, and me losing my temper won't magically improve their skills. You might even chuckle at the absurdity of getting worked up over a stranger's bad habits. That's the difference between reacting and responding. The Stoics believed in the power of choice, what they called prohairesis, or our ability to consciously decide how to act in any situation. Epictetus put it simply, it's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters. In other words, life will throw curveballs, annoying drivers, rude cashiers, or forgotten deadlines. But your true character is revealed not by these events, but by how you choose to respond. Here's another example. Imagine spilling coffee all over your shirt right before an important meeting. The reactive you might panic, curse the coffee, and spiral into, why does this always happen to me mode. But the responsive you laugh it off, grab a jacket to cover the stain, and walk into the meeting with confidence. Because here's the truth. The coffee spill didn't ruin your day. Your reaction did. To practice choosing your response, follow this simple but not easy formula. 1. Pause. When something triggers you, resist the urge to react immediately. Take a breath, or 10. 2. Reflect. Ask yourself, what's happening here? Is this worth my energy? 3. Respond with intention. Act in a way that aligns with your values, not your temporary emotions. It's not about suppressing your feelings. It's about recognizing that your initial reaction is often driven by habit, not thought. By pausing, you give yourself the chance to respond in a way that serves you, not the situation. Think of it like this. Reacting is like being a puppet, pulled by the strings of your emotions. Responding is cutting those strings and deciding how to move. The more you practice, the more you'll notice a surprising sense of control and calm in situations that used to send you into a tailspin. So, the next time someone cuts you off, or your day takes an unexpected turn, channel your inner stoic. Pause, reflect, and respond. Who knows? You might just find that life's little annoyances aren't worth the price of your peace or your horn. Number 7. Cultivating gratitude to counter negative thinking. Let's face it, negative thoughts love to hog the spotlight. They're like drama queens, turning every minor inconvenience into a full-blown catastrophe. But here's the thing. You can dethrone them. And the secret weapon? Gratitude. Gratitude isn't just a warm, fuzzy feeling. It's a powerful practice that rewires your mind to focus on what's good, no matter how small. Think of it as shining a flashlight in a dark room. The darkness doesn't disappear entirely, but suddenly you can see the beauty that was hidden all along. Take a mundane day, for example. Maybe you woke up to rain. The reactive negative mind goes, great, another gloomy day. Just my luck. But gratitude? Gratitude notices the comforting sound of raindrops on the window, the excuse to wear your favorite cozy sweater, and the fresh smell of the earth afterward. It flips the script, not by denying the rain, but by shifting focus to what's worth appreciating. The Stoics knew this well. They practiced daily gratitude, often reflecting on the simple gifts of life, the ability to think, breathe, and connect with others. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, when you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love. Here's a practical way to cultivate gratitude. Every day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be grand or life-changing. The smaller, the better. For example, 1. I'm grateful for the warmth of my coffee this morning. 2. I'm grateful for the smile of a stranger on my walk. 3. I'm grateful that my favorite song played on the radio. At first, it might feel forced, especially if you're stuck in a cycle of negativity. But over time, this simple habit starts to reshape your perspective. You'll notice yourself actively looking for moments to appreciate, even on the hardest days. And here's the magic. Gratitude isn't just about noticing the good, it's about amplifying it. It reminds you that life, despite its challenges, is full of small joys waiting to be acknowledged. The more you practice, the less room negativity has to take root. So the next time your mind starts spiraling with negativity, pause and ask, what can I be grateful for right now? Maybe it's the sunlight streaming through your window, the sound of laughter in the distance, or simply the fact that you've made it through another day. Gratitude doesn't erase life's hardships, but it balances them with a sense of wonder and appreciation that no amount of negativity can overshadow. Number 8. Facing fear. instead of running from it. Fear is a sneaky thing. It whispers in your ear, plants seeds of doubt, and convinces you to avoid challenges, conversations, or decisions. It thrives in the shadows of your mind, growing stronger the more you ignore it. But here's the truth the Stoics understood so well. What you fear is often not as bad as you think. Think about it. How many times have you dreaded something, a presentation, a difficult conversation, a new opportunity, only to find, once it was over, that it wasn't nearly as terrifying as you'd imagined? That's because fear feeds on uncertainty, painting worst-case scenarios in vivid, exaggerated detail. But when you confront it, the monster shrinks. Let's take a simple example: public speaking. The thought of standing in front of an audience can send most people into a cold sweat. Your mind starts racing. What if I forget my words? What if they laugh at me? What if I completely fail? But instead of letting these fears control you, try the Stoic method. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Maybe you stumble over your words, maybe someone chuckles, and then what? Life goes on. You learn, you grow, and you're stronger the next time. By imagining the worst-case scenario and realizing you can handle it, you rob fear of its power. Another example, starting a new venture. Fear whispers, what if you fail? The Stoic response, then I'll learn from the experience and try again. This mindset transforms fear from an obstacle into an opportunity for growth. The key to facing fear is this: stop running from it. Turn around, look it in the eye, and break it down. Ask yourself, 1. What exactly am I afraid of? 2. What's the worst that could happen if this fear came true? 3. If the worst happens, how would I handle it? You'll often find that the worst-case scenario is far less catastrophic than your mind made it out to be. And even if it's difficult, you'll realize that you're more capable and resilient than you thought. As Epictetus said, men are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them. Fear is just a projection, a story your mind tells itself. When you face it, you begin to rewrite that story. So the next time fear creeps in, don't run. Stand firm. Break it down. Challenge it, and step forward anyway. You might stumble, you might fall, but each time you confront fear, you weaken its grip and strengthen your courage. And that, as the Stoics knew, is the true measure of a fearless life. Number 9. Using positive visualization. Your mind is a powerful canvas, and every thought you paint on it shapes the way you see and experience the world. But here's the catch. Your mind doesn't differentiate between what's real and what's vividly imagined. That's why visualization, intentionally creating positive mental images, is such a transformative tool. It's not just about daydreaming, it's about rewiring your brain and shifting your reality. The law of attraction is built on this idea. What you focus on, you attract. If your mind is consumed with fears, failures, and worst-case scenarios, you're effectively inviting those outcomes into your life. But when you replace those negative images with ones of success, strength, and calm, you create the energy needed to manifest a more positive reality. Let's break this down with an example. Imagine you have a big interview coming up. The negative mind sees every possible disaster, forgetting your answers, stumbling over your words, the interviewer frowning in disapproval. These images trigger anxiety and self-doubt, which can sabotage your performance before you even walk into the room. Now let's flip the script with positive visualization. Close your eyes and imagine the same interview, but this time, picture yourself calm, composed, and confident. See yourself walking in with a smile, answering every question clearly, and leaving the room knowing you gave your best. Feel the emotions of success, relief, pride, joy, as if it's already happened. Your brain doesn't know the difference between this visualization and reality. It will start preparing your body and mind to act in alignment with that positive outcome. This practice isn't just theoretical. It's backed by neuroscience. Athletes, for example, use visualization to enhance performance. By mentally rehearsing their moves, they activate the same neural pathways as if they were physically practicing. The result? Better focus, confidence, and execution. To use positive visualization in your own life, follow these steps. 1. Identify the situation. Choose a challenge or goal you want to focus on. 2. Replace negative images with positive ones. Notice the fears or doubts in your mind, then consciously create a mental movie of the best-case scenario. 3. Engage all your senses. Don't just see the image, feel it, hear it, and experience it as vividly as possible. 4. Repeat daily. The more you visualize, the stronger the effect on your mind and actions. Visualization also pairs beautifully with the Stoic principle of preparing for challenges. While Stoics often advocate imagining potential obstacles to build resilience, they also emphasize envisioning yourself handling those obstacles with grace and courage. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Our actions may be impeded, but there can be no impeding our intentions or dispositions. We can accommodate and adapt. The mind adapts and converts to its purposes the obstacle to our acting." Positive visualization transforms those obstacles into stepping stones. So instead of letting your mind spiral with negativity, become the artist of your mental canvas. Paint a picture of success, resilience, and calm. Your mind will take the hint, and so will your reality. Number 10. Building daily habits to support positive thinking. Your mind is like a garden, and every day you decide what grows there. Will you let weeds of negativity and doubt take over, or will you plant seeds of positivity and resilience? The answer lies in the habits you build, the small, deliberate actions you take every day to nurture your mental well-being. A healthy mind doesn't just happen, it's cultivated. The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius started each day by reflecting on his values, asking himself how he wanted to live and act. It wasn't a grand gesture, but a simple ritual, a habit that shaped his mindset and guided his choices. Modern science agrees that small, consistent habits are the foundation for lasting change. Here's how you can build daily habits that support positive thinking. Start your day with intention. Imagine waking up and grabbing your phone first thing, scrolling through emails or social media. It's a recipe for stress. Now imagine starting your day differently, sitting quietly, reflecting on what matters, and setting a positive intention for the hours ahead. Something as simple as saying, "Today, I'll focus on what I can control," can transform your mindset for the rest of the day. Practice mindfulness or meditation. Your thoughts can sometimes feel like a runaway train, dragging you toward negativity. Mindfulness teaches you to step off the train and observe it instead. Just 10 minutes of quiet breathing or meditation each day can help you create space between your thoughts and your reactions. Over time, you'll find it easier to let go of negativity and stay grounded in the present. Move your body, free your mind. Physical movement isn't just good for your body. It's a reset button for your brain. When you exercise, your body releases endorphins, nature's antidote to stress and anxiety. Whether it's a brisk walk, yoga, or dancing in your living room, find a way to move every day. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be consistent. Feed your mind with positivity. Your mind is shaped by what you consume. If you're surrounded by negativity, whether from media, conversations, or environments, it's no wonder your thoughts lean that way too. Instead, choose to fill your mind with inspiration. Read a book that uplifts you, listen to a podcast that challenges your thinking, or watch a video that motivates you. The stories you let in become the stories you live by. End your day with reflection. At the end of each day, take a moment to pause. Think about what went well, what you learned, and what you're grateful for. Writing down 3 things you're thankful for isn't just a nice ritual, it's a powerful way to shift your focus from problems to progress. Even on hard days, there's always something to appreciate, even if it's as simple as, "I made it through today." These habits might seem small, even insignificant, but their power lies in their consistency. Each one is a building block, and together they create a foundation for a stronger, more positive mind. The best part? They're yours to shape. You don't need perfection, you just need to start. As the Stoics believed, well-being is achieved step by step, but it is no small thing. Begin today with one habit, one step, one moment of intention. Over time, you'll look back and realize just how far these small changes have taken you. Number 11, focus on action, not just thoughts. Positive thinking is powerful, but without action, it's like a car without fuel, full of potential, but going nowhere. If you want to break free from negative patterns and create meaningful change, you can't stop at just thinking differently. You have to act. Even the smallest steps can break the cycle of negativity and set you on a new path. The Stoics emphasize this truth. They believed that philosophy wasn't about abstract theories, it was about living deliberately and taking purposeful action. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." In other words, don't just think about the life you want, start building it, one action at a time. Have you ever been stuck in a loop of overthinking? You analyze a problem from every angle, waiting for the perfect moment to act or the perfect solution to appear. But instead of clarity, you end up feeling more overwhelmed. This is where action becomes your greatest ally. Even a small step can break the cycle and shift your energy. Imagine you're feeling stuck in your career. You could spend days or weeks worrying about it, convincing yourself that change is impossible. Or you could take one small action. Update your resume, reach out to a mentor, or research new opportunities. That single step won't solve everything, but it creates momentum. And momentum is how change begins. You don't need grand gestures to make progress. Often, the simplest actions are the most impactful. Feeling disconnected from others? Send a message to a friend. Overwhelmed by clutter? Clean one drawer. Stressed about your health? Take a 10-minute walk. These small wins not only move you forward, but also build confidence and shift your mindset from helplessness to empowerment. Think of action like drops of water carving a stone. Each drop on its own seems insignificant, but over time, those drops create grooves, shaping the stone completely. Your daily actions are the same. Whether it's writing a single paragraph, making one healthier choice, or tackling one task on your to-do list, every small effort adds up. To focus on action, try this approach. 1. Identify one small step. What's one thing you can do today to address the problem or move closer to your goal? 2. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Commit to working on it for just 10 minutes. Often, starting is the hardest part. 3. Celebrate progress. Acknowledge and appreciate the effort, no matter how small it seems. When you're caught in negativity, it's easy to feel powerless. But taking action, even in the smallest way, reminds you of your agency. You're not at the mercy of your circumstances. You have the power to influence them. Each action you take is a declaration. I am not stuck. I am moving forward. The Stoics knew that the path to a meaningful life isn't paved with wishful thinking, but with purposeful action. As Epictetus said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. So, don't wait for the perfect moment. Start now. Take one step, then another. With each action, you'll find yourself not just thinking about a better life, but living it. Number 12. Remind yourself of impermanence. Life is like sand slipping through your fingers. No matter how tightly you try to hold on, it keeps moving. Emotions, thoughts, and even life's greatest challenges are all like grains of sand, temporary, fleeting, and constantly shifting. The Stoics knew this truth well and embraced it not with fear, but with a calm understanding. This too shall pass. When negativity consumes you, whether it's frustration, sadness, or anger, it feels endless, like a storm you can't escape. But no storm lasts forever. Every cloud eventually clears, and every wound, no matter how deep, begins to heal. Recognizing this impermanence doesn't diminish the difficulty. It gives you perspective. The power of memento mori. The Stoics practiced memento mori, the reminder of mortality. Remember, you must die. While this may sound morbid, it's a profound tool for living fully. By acknowledging the finite nature of life, we stop clinging to trivial worries and start focusing on what truly matters. It's not about fearing death, it's about valuing life. Imagine your day as a glass of water. You can sip it slowly, appreciating every drop, or you can rush through it, spilling it everywhere. Memento mori teaches us to savor each moment, knowing that life, like that glass of water, is finite. When you accept this, even the little things, a shared laugh, the warmth of your morning coffee, the feel of fresh air on your face, become treasures. Think about a time you were furious. Maybe you argued or something didn't go your way. At that moment, the anger felt all-consuming. But where is it now? It's gone like smoke fading into the air. Emotions, no matter how intense, are temporary. They come and go like a gust of wind. The next time negativity overwhelms you, pause and reflect. 1. Acknowledge the feeling. Say to yourself, I'm feeling angry, sad, frustrated, and that's okay. 2. Remind yourself it's temporary. Tell yourself this will pass, just like every other difficult moment I've faced. 3. Shift focus. Notice something small but grounding around you, a texture, a sound, or a sensation. Impermanence isn't just about letting go of the bad, it's also a call to cherish the good. Imagine a bouquet. You know they'll wilt eventually, but that doesn't stop you from enjoying their beauty while they last. Life is the same. When you realize that every joyful moment is fleeting, you stop taking them for granted. Think about the mundane. The warmth of sunlight on your skin, the smile of a loved one, the quiet of an early morning. These aren't just ordinary moments, they're extraordinary gifts when viewed through the lens of impermanence. Impermanence isn't a burden, it's a teacher. It reminds us that grudges aren't worth holding, that fear of failure is trivial, and that each moment, good or bad, is a stepping stone on a finite journey. As Marcus Aurelius put it, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. So instead of resisting life's fleeting nature, embrace it. When you're in pain, know that it will pass. When you're in joy, savor it, because it's fleeting too. In understanding impermanence, you don't lose. You gain a deeper appreciation for life itself. And so, we've explored the powerful ways to rewire negative thinking, from embracing Stoic insights to practicing mindfulness and taking purposeful action. Remember, your thoughts do not define you. You have the power to reshape them, one step at a time. Negative thinking isn't a life sentence. It's an opportunity to grow stronger, more resilient, and more in tune with the life you truly want to live. And if there's one thing the Stoics teach us, it's this. What happens to you matters far less than how you respond. If this video resonated with you, don't keep these lessons to yourself. Like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and most importantly, subscribe to Victory Stoic for more life-changing insights and practical wisdom. Leave a comment below with the phrase, "I choose to rewire," to show your commitment to embracing a stronger, more positive mindset. Thank you for spending your time here with me today. I hope these lessons inspire you to take back control of your thoughts and live with clarity and purpose. Until next time, stay strong, stay stoic, and I'll see you in the next video.